Okay, let's try to squeeze offshore disclosure into 90 seconds. Offshore disclosure is when a U.S. person, and we're focusing on individuals, but when a U.S. person, such as a U.S. citizen, lawful permanent resident, foreign national who meets the substantial presence test, has foreign accounts, assets, and investments, and has to report them to the U.S. government because they didn't do it in prior years. There's a lot of fear mongering, there's a lot of misinformation online, but in fact, there's various safe programs that taxpayers can use to get into compliance, even if they've been out of compliance for several years. When a taxpayer is non-willful, the two main programs that they would apply to are the streamlined procedures or the delinquency procedures. If a taxpayer is willful, they would do the voluntary disclosure program. Now, that may change depending on how the pre-clearance 14457 is updated in future years, but currently, willfulness would be VDP, non-willfulness would be streamlined, reasonable cause would be delinquency procedures or reasonable cause. Delinquency procedures kind of rides the line between non-willfulness and reasonable cause. Taxpayers should also be aware that if they're penalized before they do one of these programs, the penalties will typically be a lot worse than it would be if they do one of these programs. So depending on their facts and circumstances, taxpayers out of compliance should consider one of the offshore disclosure programs.